Welcome back to the channel. There have been many requests for me to review the last Necromancer essences, and even though I still have a few things to discuss about the Crusader, I decided to get these essences to present them to you. I won't hide the fact that I was also very curious about them, so let's get straight to the point. Let's start with a new scythe. We get it along with the new essence of main hand, and I must admit that this is an interesting solution because it is the first scythe that we can use while running. Additionally, we can strengthen it with bonuses from other essences, which is actually the biggest advantage in my opinion. However, it also has some disadvantages: a hitbox and a blind spot. It doesn't seem like a big problem for now, so let's move on. The next essence is Offhand for the lance, and here the concept is really interesting, something similar I have always tried to suggest to be introduced. However, the skill is still quite complicated for simple use, and its range and damage depend on the number of corpses consumed, which makes it often not easy to use it at full speed. So let's take a look at how its hitbox changes. At one corpse, it's basically melee range, rather an undesirable effect. It's much better with multiple corpses, and even though it doesn't deal much damage, it does it very repetitively. However, the effect still lasts 5 seconds, and from what I have noticed, it cannot be extended. So we have to produce a lot of corpses to use the new lance effectively. Now let's look at the potential skill pattern. As you can see, it is different from the scythe, but let's put 2 layers on top of each other just to see if there is any place where both skills will be able to deal damage at the same time. As you can see, the patterns are layered about halfway through, but you must remember that in practice you have to use the maximum effect of the lance, otherwise it will not work. To give you an idea about positioning, let's look at the old bone armor essence. This is a very popular essence among many players. I've always been irritated by the gaps between spikes. Because of that, they often missed my target. It is also interesting that if you run around the target clockwise, you will never hit. If you want to be more effective, you have to do it counterclockwise. This may seem stupid to you, but it also works for new essences. With that being said, let's see how the layers stack up. As you can see, the old bone armor essence can be the determinant of the area with the greatest effectiveness. All 3 skills are layered at this point, but you must remember that the lance must be used with a large number of corpses, and it's a pity that new corpses are not absorbed automatically as in the case of new armor, or we could just simply toggle use lance. The next essence significantly increases your movement speed. What's more, it creates corpses when running through enemies, so it complements the new lance perfectly. Unfortunately, it doesn't work very well. It often creates no corpses or fewer than it should. Still, 50% extra movement speed while remaining in normal form is very welcome. When it comes to the rest of the essences, they are mainly damage bonuses. Hit essence to increase the damage from each subsequent lance hit. Another essence of a weapon for which I have not found a use yet. shoulder essence for additional critical damage when using bone armor. Quite useful. I wish I had this essence. And another essence that I don't have is armor essence. It looks interesting, but I don't think using it with a new lance would be effective due to corpse consumption. But is it possible to create a build without these essences? It wouldn't be me if I haven't tried some configurations. I used the new scythe along with the head essence to increase all damage dealt. New head essence can also work here. Bone armor with 3 orbiting spikes and shoulder essence to increase attack speed. But only because I didn't get the one with critical damage yet. Wrath form with new legs to increase movement, speed, and generate corpses, plus main hand to decrease cooldown while being hit. Soulfire with the offhand essence, but it is nothing mandatory. And obviously new lance, along with the offhand essence. When it comes to set bonuses, then I use for pieces of Agmet and to pieces of Vithus and Baron. But due to the high frequency of hit from many different sources, I believe that for pieces of Flagellant's Grace and Agmet might work perfectly. With all that being said, I think the new essences work well for all combinations of farming builds. I wouldn't expect any significant damage here. They provide just consistent area of effect damage. I can't understand why this type of skills are so complicated for a necromancer, and at the same time other classes' abilities are quite easy and convenient to use. I believe that with this level of complexity they should be much more rewarding. But it is what it is. At least now the necromancer can run fast and clear trash mobs relatively efficiently. I still have a few ideas for new essences, but I need to test them a bit more. Once I do something new, I let you know. That's all for today. I'll catch you later, and as always, thanks for watching.